In the next 60 seconds, I'm going to tell you why Manchester United shouldn't sign Joao Neves and who they should bring in instead. United need at least 2 central midfielders this summer, I think, one in the mould of a Roy Keane, and one maybe more like a Michael Carrick or even a Paul Scholes. And if your favourite all-time United central midfielder is any one of these 3, then go and check out some of the retro jerseys they have at Jersey FIFA. For Paul Scholes, the most iconic ones are probably the early 2010 shirts, or maybe the shirt from the 07-08 Champions League winning season. For Roy Keane, it would have to be one around 99 to around 2001 era, but whatever jersey you like, you can also get a discount if you use code Atlantis at checkout. A link will be in my Instagram bio, and I'll leave that linked in the description below. So for me, Joao Neves is a player I'd love to have at United. He's 5'9" diminutive stature, composure on the ball, and almost robotic circulation of the ball very much paints a picture of a future elite level deep line playmaker. But he's far from just a ball circulator, he also has the energy and the defensive output to play the role of an all-action box-to-box midfielder. But I don't think United should sign him. I think they should sign Jurrien Timber's twin brother from Feyenoord, 22-year-old Quinton Timber. But before I come on to Timber, let me explain why I wouldn't sign Joao Neves, despite the huge praise I have for him. It's very simple, price tag. Joao Neves only recently signed a new contract with Benfica until 2028, with a release clause of £103 million. Now Benfica were willing to allow Gonzalo Ramos to leave in the summer for less than his £105 million release clause, with his loan with an option to buy and move to PSG totaling around £65 million. And so it is conceivable that United could get Neves for less than his release clause this summer, but not much less. It's still going to be at least £80 million, maybe as much as £90 million, or even the full £103 million release clause, given that both Moises Caicedo and Declan Rice went for over £100 million last summer. Whilst Neves is good, I just don't think United can be spending that sort of money on him. £60 million max for me. If United are going to spend over £70 million on any player, they need to be already world class, capable of coming in and making an instant impact. And whilst he has incredible potential, I just don't think it's the right move for Neves coming in to play 40 games as a starting central midfielder for Manchester United. So what do I think would be the right move for Neves? Well, for now we'll focus on Timber, but I'll come on to Neves at the end of the video. So in regards to United, I think Quinton Timber represents much better value for money. He has a contract at Feyenoord until 2026, after signing for a club record €10 million in 2022. Timber is 3 years older than Neves at 22, and I'd argue that you can see that in his physical development as well. For all of Neves' technical ability and industry, Timber has a natural strength and athleticism to his game, which the Portuguese youngster doesn't yet quite have, and this enables Timber to glide powerfully through the centre of the pitch, being a fantastic carrier of the ball, and this is backed up statistically. Here we see Joao Neves' FB ref report from Liga NOS this season, and Timber's from the Eredivisie this season, which I think is a fair comparison, given that both sides play for one of the big 3 in their respective leagues. Now Joao Neves without doubt is the superior progressive passer, with the Portuguese not just being a high volume passer, but also an extremely accurate one as well, over short, medium and long distances, as well as ranking highly for his overall progressive passes and his passes into the final third. His crossing ability should also be noted, something that can be effective as a deeper lying holding midfielder, who more often than not is backing up the play in the final third, so is going to get the ball in these crossing positions. But ultimately Neves is the orchestrator of the whole attack, sitting deep in the midfield, changing the tempo and being the main creator from these deep positions. Timber on the other hand is still a competent passer, but he excels when carrying the ball into space and beating players in central positions. As whilst Neves' elite level passing is replaced by his average ball carrying and dribbling, Timber's average progressive passing becomes a player with the same sort of ability that we see from Ruben Loftus-Cheek. But you can see, at least in the Eredivisie anyway, that Timber is clearly one of the best midfield ball carriers, ranking in the low to mid 90th percentiles for both his ball carrying and his successful take on metrics. And this is another reason why I think I prefer Timber. Maybe it's just because I'm kind of obsessed with analysing central midfielders with elite level ball winning ability. If you follow me on Twitter, Atlantis861, you'll see that I tweeted out before about why I think Kovacic and Nunez was signed in the summer by Pep Guardiola, and it's for those exact same reasons why I'd love to see United make a move for Timber. Yes, he isn't a deeper lying controller like Neves, I guess you could argue that, so I'll do a separate video looking at direct replacements in that kind of reduce the role that Neves would play, but specifically for United this summer, I think getting 1 or maybe even 2 central midfielders with this ball carrying ability that Timber has is vital. and Timber, it could be argued, is an even more complete player than someone like Loftus-Cheek, who I have made a video about before. I'll leave that linked in the description as well, or you can just check it out on my channel. And given his age, you'd probably say he has more potential than Loftus-Cheek as well. I certainly don't think that Timber is the player you want coming in and being a starter week in week out for United, but as essentially what would be a Scott McTominay replacement for a similar amount of money, he seems like the type of player that United should be taking a risk on. Certainly a much more sensible risk than dropping 80 to 100 million pounds on Joao Neves, at least in 2024 anyway. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to subscribe to the channel, click the bell, check the description for more videos as well, and put your thoughts on Joao Neves in the description below.